Hi guys! Today we'll be watching Coming Home from Bible Study.
All right, let's get into it.
Why does Jesus spend time with people who do bad things? The religious leaders wondered. So Jesus told them a story about God's love. This is how it went. A man had 2 sons. The younger son asked for the money he would get when the father died. Heartbroken, the father gave his younger son half of his property. The son moved to a distant country. He wasted all the money. Then a famine came, and he had to feed pigs. He wished he could eat the pigs' food. My father's servants do better than this, he thought. I'll return home and admit that I have sinned against him and God. Maybe he'll make me one of his servants. The son went home. While he was still far away, his father ran to him and hugged him. I'm not worthy to be your son, he told his father. Bring my son my best robe, the father told his servants. Put a ring on his finger. Roast our fattest calf. My boy was lost, and now he's found. The older son was angry when he heard about the celebration. It's not fair, he complained. I work faithfully and get nothing. He wastes your money and gets a party. All that's mine is yours, the father replied. Your brother was dead. Now he's alive. He was lost. Now he's found. So what can we do but celebrate?
All right, let's get into that. Had a lot going on there. Let's start back in the beginning. What part of it stood out for you? What's the message you got from what we just read?
Dads are forgiveful, and the most important one is a lost one because he's the one who needs to know about him.
Right.
So he was the most important, so he was forgiven because he was the most important.
Yeah, he was most important. So if we take it back even further with Jesus, how Jesus was, what were they saying?
Why does Jesus spend time with bad people?
Right. So why is that? If it's Jesus, and Jesus is supposed to be super duper holy and God and all powerful, and why would Jesus be hanging with people who are doing
because
bad
they're
things?
the most important people.
What do you mean they're most important?
The people that do bad things is the most important.
Why is that?
Because the most important are the people that do not know, and God wants them to know them, so he helps them and hang around with them so they'll know him.
So what you're saying is the people that don't know God is the ones that
Are important.
are important to God because they need to know.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay. So we get into the second part where Jesus begins the parable of the lost son, and walk me through what you got out of. He asked the dad, he said, Dad, I know I'm supposed to get this money later, but I need it. I need the money now. Can you give it to me? I want it. So his dad, let's just say $500,000. Like your dad say, Twan, got $500,000 in my inheritance if something happened to me. And you say, Dad, I want that $500,000. That's what happens. and he takes it, and then what happens?
Then he spent it all
He spent it all. How you spend $500,000?
on a wild party.
So he was partying.
A bad party.
He was doing bad parties.
Betting.
Betting. Okay.
He stealed.
He was stealing. Okay. All right.
Drunk wine.
He drunk wine.
Yes, he did.
So he doing all this bad stuff, right? And then what ends up happening to him? His money, though.
He ends up spending it all and getting then he has no food or water, so he has to feed the pig.
Yeah. I think it's another lesson in that too that I got is he got the money, but do you think he was ready for that? Like, was he ready for?
No, he wasn't ready.
Why you feel like that?
Because
It was a lot of money too.
yeah, because I didn't think he was ready. Because that day he wasn't learning enough about God today. So he was thinking like, I know about God, I'll use it respectfully.
Right.
But he didn't know that much about God, so he just did bad stuff.
Right. So
he didn't use it.
He didn't use it responsibly. Okay. That makes sense. So would you say that it's some things that we want that God will actually let us have when we beg for it, or he won't stop us, right?
Yeah, I'll give it to you, but we asked for it. He'll give it to us. We don't even use it.
We don't even use it. That's right. Or we don't use it the right way.
Yeah,
You know?
that's what he did. He didn't use it the right way.
Right. But if he would have waited until he was older
And
and
knew about more.
knew more,
He would know better.
he would know better. That's right. That's right. So walk us through what happened next, though. It's another part of the story gets crazy, right? Because afterwards,
Yeah, because so he comes back. Before he comes back, he says, I know my dad's servants does way better than this. So we went back and said, maybe my dad will take me as one of his servants.
wow.
He came back and accepted him as his son.
Wow.
He ran, came and hugging him,
So he met him. His dad was so happy to see him.
even though he was still far.
Yep. But it's crazy because if you think about it, he realized that he would go back to his dad, but he's like, I don't even want to come back in my dad's rightful spot. I'll just be a servant. Like, I know I'm not worthy to be his son, but like, let me just be his servant. And his dad did what?
Accepted him as son still.
Wow. So we could tie that into, our lives. Who do you think that the dad was?
He was
Who is the dad in this parable?
the God.
God.
Yeah.
Right. So his relationship.
Was with the God.
Right. So in the story it was the son, which the son is some of us. We're lost, but God, is our father. And
my dad said I'm different from another story that we'll tell you about tomorrow.
yeah. But God is our father, and he, he's looking for us to return home. But his priority is not the ones that are already in the house. His priority is the people that don't know him, because they need him, right? And they need us to tell them about who God is and bring them back home. But what happened with the brother, though? That was crazy.
Yeah, the brother got said, why does he get a big party and he spends all your money?
Right.
I work faithfully and I get nothing.
Wow. Explain that though.
Because he was the most important.
Right. So the brother is sitting there mad, like, Dad, I was with you the whole time. How could
He wasn't the most important because they already knew about God.
Right. He was still important.
But not the most important.
He was, at that time, yeah, you could say that. The father's attention was on celebrating, right? He said, Dad, he's like, bring in everything. He got his people together, said, we gonna throw the biggest party. My son just came back, got the green beans, collard greens, macaroni, chicken, chitlins, everything. He put out all the stops because his son came back. And the brother was just like, Dad, that's not fair. Like, I was here the whole time. So the brother, would you say he didn't understand the message?
Yeah, he did understand. The brother that was yelling, yeah, he did understand.
Yeah. But, again, it's a parable, so it's some truth to it, right?
Yeah.
Who do you think that brother is today?
The devil.
It's the devil, yeah. But that could be some people that,
Are way better.
not better. They could just be regular people that they don't see the importance of bringing somebody lost back to God, right? They look at it as, why would God save this dude and he does bad stuff? Why did God save this guy, this rapper, this person who stole things? Why is God chasing after them when he ain't living right? And that's the message, right?
So if we gonna just answered all their questions.
Yeah. We just answered all the questions. The reason why God moves in places in people that we may think don't deserve it is because they're important to God. They're important to Him, and they should be important to us. Now, the people that do know God, the priority should be